The first kings of Rwanda, the legends who built a kingdom. Before borders were drawn, before Africa was divided, there was a kingdom rising in the hills of East Africa, a land of green landscapes, cattle, and powerful traditions, a land called Rwanda. But every kingdom has a beginning, and every story has its first architects. This is the story of Rwanda's earliest kings, starting with the legendary founder, Gihanga Ngomijana, and the warrior king who defended its future, Ndahiro II Cyamatare. Their stories are part legend, part history, but their impact is real. Chapter 1. Before the kingdom. Long before Rwanda became a unified kingdom, the land was divided among clans. Each clan had its own leaders, its own customs, its own identity. There was no central power, no single ruler to unite the people. Life depended on survival, farming, cattle keeping, and defending territory. But division made the land vulnerable. Without unity, there could be no strength. And that is when the story of Gihanga begins. Crown Chapter 2. Gihanga Ngomijana, the founder. Gihanga Ngomijana is not remembered as an ordinary king. He is remembered as the man who created Rwanda. In Rwandan oral tradition, Gihanga is sometimes described as a heroic or even divine figure, a symbol of creation, order, and civilization, seedling early life and mystery. Very little is written about Gihanga's birth. His story was passed down through generations by word of mouth. Some say he came from the heavens. Others say he was simply a man with extraordinary vision. But what matters is not where he came from. It is what he did. Crossed toward the rise of a leader. Gihanga did not inherit a throne. He rose in a time when no kingdom existed. Through wisdom, influence, and leadership, he began uniting the clans, not through constant war, but through connection. He brought people together under shared customs and beliefs. And slowly a kingdom was born, hammer and wrench building a civilization. Gihanga's greatest strength was not conquest. It was creation. He introduced systems that shaped Rwandan society, organized leadership structures, cultural traditions around cattle, which became a symbol of wealth and identity, early political systems that defined authority and loyalty. He gave people a shared identity. For the first time, they were not just separate clans. They were part of something bigger. Family, man, woman, girl, family, and royal lineage. While historical details are limited, Gihanga is believed to have established the royal lineage system. This system ensured that kingship would continue through generations. His wives and children became part of a growing royal structure that would shape Rwanda's monarchy for centuries. Dove death and myth. The death of Gihanga is unclear. There are no written records, only stories. Some traditions treat his life as symbolic rather than literal. But whether legend or history, his role remains the same. He is the origin, globe-showing Europe-Africa legacy of Gihanga. Gihanga's greatest achievement was unity. He transformed a divided land into a kingdom, and that foundation would be tested by time. Because building a kingdom is one thing, defending it is another. Fire Chapter 3. A kingdom in danger. After Gihanga, Rwanda continued to grow. Kings followed. The monarchy expanded. But growth brought challenges. Internal conflicts. External threats. Struggles for power. The kingdom was no longer fragile, but it was far from secure. And in this time of uncertainty, a new kind of king would rise. Crossword Chapter 4. Ndahiro II Cyamatare, the defender. Ndahiro II Cyamatare was not a myth. He was a real king, facing real dangers. Baby early life, born into the royal family. Ndahiro inherited the legacy of those before him. He was raised in a world where leadership meant responsibility and survival. From a young age, he would have been trained in warfare, leadership, diplomacy, because kingship was not just power. It was duty, crown a difficult throne. When Ndahiro became king, he did not inherit peace. He inherited tension. The kingdom faced threats from rival groups and internal instability. It was a moment that could have led to collapse. Family, man, woman, girl, family, and alliances. Like many African kings of the time, Ndahiro likely had multiple wives. These marriages were not just personal. They were political. They helped build alliances, strengthen loyalty, and connect different clans to the crown. His children would carry on the royal bloodline, ensuring continuity. Crossed swords, war, and resistance. Ndahiro is remembered as a warrior king. He fought to defend Rwanda's sovereignty. These were not small conflicts. They were battles that determined the kingdom's survival. Through strategy and strength, he resisted external forces and maintained control within his territory. Brain leadership style. Ndahiro ruled with determination. He understood that unity required protection, and protection required strength. Where Gihanga built the kingdom, Ndahiro preserved it. Coffin death in conflict. Historical traditions suggest that Ndahiro II Cyamatare died during conflict, a king who stood at the front lines and paid the ultimate price. His death was not the end of Rwanda. It was proof of the cost of leadership. Globe showing Europe-Africa legacy of Ndahiro. Ndahiro's reign strengthened the kingdom. He ensured that Rwanda did not fall during a time of danger. Because of him, the monarchy survived and continued to grow. Sunrise Chapter 5. The meaning of their legacy. Two kings. Two roles. Gihanga, the creator. Ndahiro, the defender. One built unity. The other protected it. Together, they shaped the foundation of Rwanda. Direct hit final reflection. African history is not empty. It is not lost. It lives in stories like these. Stories of leadership, of resilience, of vision. The early kings of Rwanda remind us that long before colonial rule, Africa had powerful kingdoms, complex systems, and leaders who shaped nations. Their legacy is not just Rwanda's story. It is Africa's story. If you believe African history deserves to be told, like, subscribe, and share this video, because history lives when we tell it.